right, well, welcome to TechFest 2026. We're excited to have you here and thankful that you made the choice to join us today. Like Candace mentioned, my name is Schulte. I'm the Director of IT Operations here at Networks Plus. I joined the company just over 10 years ago, and in that time, the IT and cybersecurity landscape has changed dramatically. The threats are more complex, the technology is more powerful, support response times are more demanding, and the stakes are higher than ever. But one thing hasn't changed: the people. We have an amazing team here at Networks Plus. Technology matters, but it's the people who make it work. And I'm incredibly grateful for the work that we're doing together, and I'm genuinely excited about what the next 10 years has in store for our team, our partners, and every one of you joining us today. Every business, regardless of size, needs to understand the risks that you're facing so you can make informed, confident decisions that moves your organization forward. Today is about shaping how you think about productivity, risk, and cybersecurity. You'll learn what's new in the threat landscape, what's changing, and best practices you can actually take back to your organization. Not theory, not fear tactics, but guidance that you can act on. I encourage you to lean in and participate in conversations today. Talk with your peers, connect with the presenters, ask questions, and share what you're seeing and doing in your own environment. Some of the best takeaways may come to light during those conversations. And before the end of the day, take a few minutes to debrief while everything is still fresh on your mind. Write down what stood out, what feels actionable, and what maybe you follow up on. Now that I've set the stage for what to expect today, I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking about security risk and how businesses must respond to the evolving threat landscape. When most people hear the term cyber threat, they think about attacks on infrastructure, things like malware and ransomware. And that's not wrong. It's what dominates the headlines. And those threats are real, and businesses must put preventative security measures in place to protect your infrastructure. But today's threat landscape goes well beyond that. Modern cyber threats are increasingly focused on employees' identities, and in many cases, identity has become the primary target. This isn't accidental. It's a deliberate shift by threat actors. See, attackers have learned that it's often easier and more effective to compromise a person than a system. When they compromise an employee's identity, they gain legitimate access. There's already built-in trust with the organization. There are fewer security alerts than traditional malware. And they have a direct path to your data. And in cloud-first environments like Microsoft 365, identity is the security perimeter. As cyber threats continue to escalate and increasingly target employees' identities, organizations need to take proactive steps to protect them. This is about more than just identifying risk. It's about building resilience through planning, awareness, and informed decision-making. So with that in mind, let's take a closer look at protecting employees' identities. There are many preventative measures available today. And if you're looking at the screen and you're thinking, well, we already do most of this, that's a good thing. I hope nothing here is new or surprising to you. Multi-factor authentication is using more than just a password to sign in, and it's a common practice now. Adding conditional access policies to limit where and how users can sign in adds another important layer of protection. You can also configure alerts that flag suspicious behavior, such as a sign-in from a different geographical location. In email security, strong anti-spam and but it's important to understand they do not eliminate risk entirely. As organizations put defenses in place, threat actors don't stop. They adapt. They look for the next workaround. Threat actors are working to evade modern email security controls, such as spam filters, URL scanning, and sandboxing. Over the last few years, phishing has evolved rapidly and often look like legitimate business emails. These may be emails appearing to be a billing statement or tracking information for a shipment. Maybe it's an email appearing to come from a colleague asking you to review a document. Threat actors can exploit credential reuse. Stolen, purchased, or leaked usernames and passwords are tested at scale across systems, often using automations. Even multi-factor authentication isn't immune. Attackers can bypass MFA by hijacking an already authenticated session by stealing session tokens or cookies. The threat actor doesn't necessarily need the credentials. Finally, attackers routinely use proxies or VPNs to mask their location and bypass location-based security controls. So the key takeaway is this. As our defenses improve, attack techniques evolve. And understanding how these tactics work is critical to reducing risk and responding effectively when preventative controls aren't enough. If a threat actor successfully compromises a Microsoft 365 identity, the impact to a business can be significant. There are often very few visible warning signs until the damage has already been done. And let's walk through what this impact could potentially look like. First is data theft and exposure. Compromised identity can give attacker access to email, OneDrive files, SharePoint documents, Teams conversations. Sensitive business or personal information can be copied, exfiltrated, or leaked. Compromised identities may lead to impersonation. Once an account is compromised, the attacker uses that trusted access and can send malicious emails to coworkers, partners, or clients, resulting in the attack spreading quickly and quietly. Credential reuse and lateral movement is another possible outcome. If the same password is used across multiple platforms, attackers can pivot in other systems, escalate privileges, and move deeper into that environment. Business email compromise is one of the most financially damaging scenarios. Attackers can impersonate executives or vendors, redirect payments, or convince finance teams to transfer funds to fraudulent accounts. Threat actors can make configuration changes inside the Microsoft tenant to edit trust settings and security policies. Things like changing passwords, deleting data, or locking out legitimate users entirely. They may put mail forwarding rules in place, create rogue administrator accounts or user accounts, register their own MFA devices, or add enterprise applications through the Microsoft tenant to maintain access even after that compromised user has updated their password. Then there's reputational damage. When a client or partner receives a phishing email from your organization or learns that their data was exposed through your breach, trust can be lost quickly. And as we all know, trust is often one of the hardest things to rebuild. Finally, the financial costs. Both the direct and indirect costs can add up quickly. A compromised identity doesn't just impact a single user. It impacts the entire business. I've worked to establish 3 key points. First, prevention is necessary. Second, attackers adapt. And third, the business impact of a compromised is significant. This is the reality of today's threat landscape. It's dynamic, it's high stakes, and it's increasingly driven by AI. While breaches may seem inevitable, outcomes are not. And there are practical steps organizations can take to improve resilience and transition from risk to readiness. And I'm going to share how Networks Plus is working to address this challenge. We are introducing Advanced Cloud Security, a managed service designed specifically to respond to compromised identities. After a year of testing and validation by our research and development team, this offering became available just last month and is designed to fill the gaps that prevention alone can't cover. This fully managed service focuses specifically on responding to account compromises within the Microsoft 365 network. When an alert is triggered, investigation begins immediately. The SOC will analyze contextual data and abnormal behavior inside the Microsoft tenant to determine what is actually happening, not just what is set off the alert. And once the threat is confirmed, remediation begins right away. That essentially means blocking the malicious access or kicking that threat actor out. Any changes the threat actor made within the Microsoft tenant will then be reverted back. After that remediation is complete, a detailed incident report is delivered. That report outlines how the incident occurred, what all was impacted, what actions were taken to resolve it, and any additional follow-up that's needed, as well as recommendations to help prevent a similar incident from happening again. Ultimately, this is a highly valuable service designed to fill a critical gap, helping organizations detect, respond to, and recover from identity-based threats. And if you'd like to learn any more about this, we'd love to meet with you. You can just find someone in purple and tell them we'll learn more. Before I wrap up, I want to take a moment to share with you something that's important to all of us at Networks Plus. If you attended TechFest last year, you might remember an idea that we talked about to host our first ever golf tournament to benefit a local nonprofit. And this past summer, that idea became a reality. Sponsors and golfers from across the state came together to support Big Lakes Developmental Center. And together, we raised over $6,000. Here are just a few pictures from that day. Pictures of the participants and helpers, some friends who joined us to help out. And here's the Networks Plus team that participated in the golf tournament. Now, I will say with complete confidence, 100%, that we are better with technology than we are on the golf course. Don't judge us by that. And finally, our check presentation to the big ones. So we're excited to build on that momentum again this year. This summer, we're going to be hosting another golf tournament, this time benefiting Flint Hills Breadbasket. Flint Hills Breadbasket provides food support to anywhere between 750 and 1,000 families each week who are experiencing food insecurity. So if you're looking for a way to give back, connect with others, support a great cause, we'd love to have you come alongside us. Sponsorship opportunities are available, and we're already signing up teams for participants. We've got a table set up in the hallway if you'd like to learn more information about that, or just to stop by and visit with the folks from Flint Hills Breadbasket. There should also be flyers in your bags, and we appreciate it if you take those back to your organization and share those with others, just so we can continue to raise awareness and support for Flint Hills Breadbasket. And that's going to bring my portion to a close. We have an action-packed day filled with great presenters, practical insights, and meaningful conversation. I hope you lean into it, ask questions, and make the most of everything TechFest has to offer. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Adam, who will introduce our first speaker. Enjoy the conference, and thank you again for being here.